Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del
Oh,
Fuentes.
wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. J.R. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Natalgero has time. Just posterized by
Nagbabalik po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Paco Arena in the city of Manila for a Friday triple header for today and featuring teams with CJ Lane headlining itong Batangas City, making his debut for the ROM Masters, and they will go up against the Marikina Shoe Masters, who are trying to end their 4-game losing skid. That's our first game, Batangas City versus Marikina, followed by Bacolod kalaban ng Gensan. And in our main game, Quezon City will take on the two-time defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Ken Pangilinan po, and with an unlikely guest for today. Walang iba kundi si Mr. Sedef Tupas.
Well, coming off a double overtime game last night, medyo puyat pa yung partner ko kagabi. Siya dapat dito, but I'm glad just to be filling in for now. Thank you, Ken, and I hope we do have 3 really good games today, particularly ang last game, Pampanga trying to bounce back from that loss to Abra last week.
And of course, let's bring in our third member of our panel, Ms. Gianna Llanes, who has a report on us regarding itong Batangas City and Marikina. G, what do you have?
Yes, well, CJ Lane will be making his debut for Batangas today, as you gentlemen have mentioned. Excited at nervous daw itong si CJ dahil ibinahagi sa kanya ng kanyang good friend na si Kib Montalvo na napakasaya maglaro dito sa MPBL, pero dapat matatag rin daw siya dahil napaka-physical rin daw ang laro. Sabi rin ni CJ na joining Batangas' practice 2 days ago, he noticed that it's super hot. He is still adjusting to the humidity. Kaya lagi siyang ini-encourage ng kanyang coaches na mag-extra work para masanay siya, lalo na dahil depensa ang pinaka-role niya sa kanilang koponan. CJ does say that it feels nice to be back here in the Philippines. He's also looking forward to reuniting with old friends and eventually visiting his family in Leyte. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. And very interesting what type of shape and conditioning currently ito si CJ Lane. Especially, the playoffs are looming now para dito sa ating liga. But, gaya ng binanggit mo si Delph, kahapon medyo napuyat kayo dito sa Inares Center. First game, Bataan winning big over Manila. Masilan, that's a big win against the Davao Occidental Tigers. And in our main game, it took 2 overtimes for Pasay to hold off Rizal.
Well, that was the first double overtime game of the season, and Pasay just didn't give up, and then Felipe Chavez came up with some big time plays. This is a big win for Basilan, considering where they are in the standings with Davao. And Bataan, I like that they were able to come up with a performance like that because that sort of loosens them up after some really difficult performances this season. Dalawang sunod na rin yan, so watch out for Bataan.
And first time nila, being back at that 9th spot. But very important to note, yung top 4 teams natin, actually top 5, already locked into at least a play-in spot, because the most wins Bataan and Pasay could get is at 15 wins.
So, sigurado na yan yung top 5 with after reaching 16 wins. But etong number 4 up until number 8, I think this is going to be going down the wire, lalo na sa dulo ng ating season. Abra and San Juan will be in action tomorrow. Itong Quezon City naman will be in action later on against Pampanga. And Pampanga with a win can move up to number 5 again.
And in the South, medyo mas magulo, especially that 2 to 6 spot. Actually, sama mo na rin yung number 7 Very maliit, Yung actually 3 games behind lang itong Mindoro to the number 2 team, itong Zamboanga in the standings.
That is why the win of Zamboanga against Pangasinan last Tuesday was very, very important, because Rizal was there lurking sa likod nila. That was, if the results were reversed, Rizal should be at number 2. But hindi nga nangyari yun because Zamboanga won and then Rizal lost. So that sort of opens the door a little bit dito sa Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters, who barely averted an upset last Monday night in Batangas City, Ken.
And this guy really came up clutch, especially in the second half. Zeta Blaza, he's not having his best season so far. Lowest season averages so far since Season 5, but against Bacolod, bounced back in a big way, Sedef.
Oh, 14 points. And really, Batangas entered the fourth down by 6, and then said clustered together a few baskets, and then yun na nga, naging komportable na yung Batangas, although they needed a game winner galing kay Mark Cruz para manalo sa game na yan. So, still, it was more difficult than expected for Batangas in that ball game. But nonetheless, Zeta Blaza able to deliver para sa kanila.
Second lead scorer so far para dito sa Batangas. Meanwhile, for Marikina, he is the undisputed leading scorer naman, no? Para sa Shoemasters. Deo Timajo coming back after playing for Marikina in Season 5, and a bounce back actually, because he only had 7 points against Cebu, or actually their previous game prior to Cebu, but here bouncing back nicely with 22 points and also 6 assists and 16 points coming in the second half para kay Deo Timajo, and very interesting to see how he will fare against a very solid Batangas City squad. Now let's turn you over to Miguel Pere for the starters.
For the first game of our Friday triple header, it's Batangas City versus Marikina. Live on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao MPBL Season 7. Here are the starters, beginning with the MPBL inaugural season champions, Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Starting at center, number 26, John Ambuluto. Forward number 15, Don Ochea. Also at forward number 27, King Importante. One guard number 25, Philip Panyamogan. And a two guard number 22, the Sniper de Mexico, Levi Hernandez. The head coach for Batangas City is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches, J.R. Aquino, Warren Capitan, John Arenas, and Dino Enrile. Assistant team manager, Gilbert Alea. Team manager, Gene Alabanza. LGU partner, Mayor Marvin Marino. Team owner is Lucio Tan III. Here comes the starting five for Marikina Shoemasters. Starting at guard, number 77, Jetro Escoto. Also at guard, number 22, R.R. Casajeros. Playing center, number 4, Carl Peñano. Forward, number 34, Jacob Ubaldo. And the other forward, number 8, Deo Timajo. The head coach for the Shoemasters is Angelo Nebres. Assistant coaches, Joseph Ochada, John Paul Basilan, Fernando Bunyag, and Rain Mendoza. Assistant team managers, AJC and Monroe Quesson. Team manager is Dr. Rianji Pioquinto.
Starting five brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Batangas City with the backcourt of Philip Panyamogan, Levi Hernandez. Up front, John Abulunto, Don Ochea, and King Importante. Para naman sa Marikina, Jetro Escoto, R.R. Casajeros, Carl Peñano, Jacob Ubaldo, and Deo Timajo. And our referees for this ball game is J. Francisco, Leonardo Leosa, and EJ Carase. Fourth referee is Karina Martin. Muli po, Ken Panglinan. At kasama ko na ngayon, si Aport, Savi Palanya. Musta, Habs?
Hello, good afternoon to everybody. Glad to be working once again with you, Ken.
Matagal-tagal din, ha?
Oh, it's been a while.
And Deo Timajo, minutely though, missing on that shot. And we talked about pre-game, Javi, how Batangas, this is the debut game, supposedly, of CJ Lane, if ever he is fielded in this ball game para dito sa Rum Masters.
Well, this is definitely going to be a good opportunity for him to get acclimated to the MPBL game, going up against a team like Marikina. Although they are in the bottom of the team standings in the Northern Division, they are not a pushover of a squad. Lalaban at lalaban ito hanggat kaya nila. Yan naman talaga ang kultura ng Marikina Shoemasters ever since they came into the league.
And one of the guys who came in during the window, Ubaldo, with a basket plus a foul. Well, mathematically, they're still in the hunt for at least the play-in. Pero medyo malabo na, no, given yung schedule natin. And let's see how they will fare in the last 7 games of the season para dito sa Marikina. Philip Panyamogan playing the point guard spot for the Rum Masters. Hernandez against R. Casajeros. Hernandez spins away from the defense. The floater will not drop. Ochea with offensive rebound and a putback.
The reigning defensive player of the year doing his job on the boards, getting that offensive rebound. He's been a very vital piece of Coach Cholo Villanueva's rotation at both forward spots.
Piñano, no hesitation. Tatalbog palabas. Ball will stay with Marikina. Fresh 14 on their shot clock. Diego Hernandez, the leading scorer so far for Batangas. Baseline inbound. Ayan ang ating guest analyst kanina, si Jose Del Tupas with our courtside reporter, Gianna Llanes. Banyamogan up front against Escoto. Spins away from the defense. Philip floats it up, no good. Piñano with a rebound. Escoto. Hand off to Casajeros. Ubaldo up top. Balik kay Jetro. Guarded by Panyamogan. 10 on their shot clock. Ubaldo tries a free. Off to the left.
He doesn't really shoot a lot of threes. Surprised with that shot there, but the shot clock was winding down. Somebody had to take it.
2 minutes gone by in the first period. Importante. Hernandez free for a free. It will bounce out. And ball will go back to Marikina. What about the set of games yesterday, Javi? Medyo napuyat ka rin siguro, no? Doon sa Rizal versus
Yun na nga
Pasay.
2 overtimes in that last game. That was quite the matchup between Pasay and Rizal. Yeah, those two teams really leaving it all out on the floor, pero sobrang taas ng quality ng game because both teams were executing, both teams were really playing excellent defense, even not committing a lot of fouls. But in the end, it all boiled down to who would make their free throws, and Rizal missed a ton of charities in the end game.
Ochea, meanwhile, with 6 early points. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
Nice little tap there by Ambuluto, and then Hernandez lobbing it to a trailing Don Ochea.
Well, I mentioned that Rizal and Pasay game because Rizal lost that one. And they're now tied with Batangas at 14 and 8. So a win here, Javi, by the Rum Masters will push them up back to the solo 3rd spot in the South.
Ayun na nga, kaya very crucial yung laro kahapon dahil it would have pushed Rizal's bid to make the top 2 even higher. But that loss, sabi mo nga, will tie them with Batangas in this game. So Batangas, although they're going up against a team at the bottom of the team standings in the opposite division, kailangan pa rin nila itong panalo na to.
Timaho, pasok yung unang free throw niya. Alam mo yung naririnig ko kayo ni Boss as you see Jelo Nebres. Paulit-ulit yung binamulit yung mga nicknames, lalo sa Pasay. Chiar is the official outfitter of the MPBL. The reason I mentioned that, wala pa nakaisip kila Richard, baka pwedeng Mr. Suave to si ano eh.
Sino?
Timaho eh. May ano kasi yan, may
Yung
Facebook
bigote.
page yan.
Ay, yung ano pala, the mustache.
Oo, saka may Facebook page siya. Yun talaga yung pangalan ng Facebook page niya.
Ah, talaga?
Seryoso.
Maybe we should start calling him that.
Si Ochea, kanina pa namamayagpag dito. 9 points. All of the points of Batangas so far. Perfect shooting from the field to go along with 4 boards. Escoto though answers with a shot from the corner.
Yun na yung naging role ni Don, no? In his collegiate years and even now when he stepped into the pros. But in high school, medyo matinding scorer rin to si Don Ochea.
Kung doon nagkakamali sa Sacred Hearts School
Yes.
yan naglaro eh, sa Cebu.
Teammates with UP's Henry Asilum.
Oh yeah. 2 points from John Ambulunto. 7-11 is the count. 6 minutes remaining. Jay Yutok returns, but can't hit the free.
Oh, he was badly missed in that game against Cebu. One of their leading scorers in his short stint with Marikina. And they really needed another offensive option because Cebu really buckled down to work defensively.
Hernandez buries a 3-point shot. Batangas with a 7-point lead. And off the basketball, foul will be called on King Importante.
That's two already on Importante. But it seems that Coach Cholo is going to trust him enough to leave him in the game.
Layo nito from Escoto, masyadong matulis. Hernandez in transition, lays it up and in. Beautiful finish.
Levy Hernandez is experiencing the best season of his MPBL career this year. This guy just keeps getting better and better as the season progresses. Look at this run out on the other side, the gather, and a little sidestep to elude the defense. What a finish there by Sniper de Mexico.
And Batangas with a 9-point lead. Timeout Marikina. Batangas escaping by the skin of their teeth against Bacolod in a game where they trailed by as many as 8 points, Javi. And actually, turnovers yung naging matinding storya, no? Para dito sa Batangas, committing a lot of turnovers, keeping Bacolod in the game.
Yeah, those turnovers really was a big problem para sa Rammaster sa laro na yun because Bacolod was pressuring them the entire game and it really forced them into a lot of bad decisions. Good thing that they were able to make shots in the end game and Bacolod just could not complete a rally in the end.
Past the halfway point of the first period, Batangas threatening to go up by double digits. Kaya lang si Panyamogan natawagan ng 8-second backward violation.
He didn't have a lot of passing options. Everybody was already down in the front court and Philip was left to deal with the pressure of Jetro Escoto, who did a wonderful job of forcing that 8-second violation.
Marikina currently down by 9 at the post. Timaho against Philip Panyamogan. Deo matapikan ni Levy. 4 seconds on their shot clock. Timaho is open for free. It's good. 5 early points for Deo Timaho.
Little ping pong action back and forth there on that right side. And then Timaho was wide open for that 3 after he was doubled on the block.
Great cut from the weak side by Ambuluto. Just couldn't finish them well with a rebound. Yutok attacks the defense of Panyamogan. Can't convert. And they foul away from the basketball. It will go against Deo Timaho.
At kanina pa tong nagbabangayan itong dalawang ito, si Timaho at saka si Levy Hernandez.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
And no rotation there for Marikina after he was doubled. He was forced to give it up and then on the scramble, naiwan nila si Timaho ng libre.
De La Virgen now in for the Rumbasters. Catches the pass from Hernandez. Pocket pass inside. Ochea in trouble. Plaza inside to Ambuluto. Multiple pump fakes. And finally scores for Batangas.
Plaza passing up on an open look, getting it to the higher percentage shot underneath, and Ambuluto makes things work.
Rafgo is now in for the Shoemasters. Escoto against De La Virgen. The dump to Ubaldo. 5 seconds sa shot clock ng Marikina. Presnigo hindi gagana. Rebound by Ambuluto. Tatapik palabas ni Ubaldo.
Although did not end up in a made basket para sa Marikina, you like the ball movement there and Escoto getting in the lane to attract the defense and make them work a little bit.
Napaldan muna siya dito ni Jomel Landayan. Hernandez also getting a breather. Valoria and Arim now in for Coach Cholo. 18-10 is the count. Under 3 minutes left in the first period. De La Virgen to Ablaza. Valoria, the fake. Raf Go keeping in step with him, challenging that shot well. Landayan surveying the floor. Gives it up to Yutok, who fires a free. No. Rebound tracked down by Unila Rim.
Marikina's getting good looks. Shots just not falling at a consistent rate para sa kanila.
MJ. Pass intended to Ambo. Naagaw ng Marikina. Tatakbo si Rafgo. Locates Jomel Landayan. Way short on that three-point attempt.
I don't think he had his feet really set on that jump shot.
Ambulunto. Foul will be whistled on a shoemaster. Angelo Nebres. Nagulat ako kung naging magkaampi pala sila ni Renzo Subido.
Ako rin.
Diba?
I was quite surprised.
This is Enrile coming in, replacing Teruel. Sa UST sila naging magkaampi, no?
Yes.
Under Coach Pido. Ambo shooting 62% from the charity stripe. Knocks down the first. Gulat daw si Renzo na coach ka na pala, Jello.
Siguro lahat tayo nagulat rin. Early foray into coaching para kay Coach Angelo Nebres.
Ambulunto knocks down both free throws. First taste of a double-digit spread para sa Batangas.
Pero minsan ganyan talaga, player ka pa lang, alam mo na sa coaching ka na talaga mapupunta. You feel that yun na talaga magiging calling mo. Coach Shola actually also quite a similar case.
Yeah.
Did not anymore extend his professional basketball career. I think he really always wanted to go into coaching.
Mamaya lang, si Coach Pau Havelona.
Tama. Pwedeng-pwede pa maglaro yun eh.
Oo.
Pati si Coach Noy Baclao.
MJ pupukol sa 3. Rafgo with another rebound. Mel Mabigat now in. Pasa palabas kay Enrile, who knocks down a free.
Good decision by Mabigat not to force the issue and take the shot for himself, seeing that Enrile was trailing the play on that left side. Another open look for a 3, but this time they knock it down. That's 3 3-pointers now in the game para sa Marikina.
Marikina getting a stop. A minute remaining in the first quarter. Landayan. This time, he cashes in from deep.
See the power of the 3-point shot now. Back-to-back threes, and this lead is down to just 4 for Batangas.
Mark Cruz. Hand off to MJ De La Virgen. Arim was there for the pass and got held up. Marikina just their 14th foul. Great job for them to come back nicely here after a couple of threes.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they've been getting some good looks. Just unable to knock it down earlier in the game. But back-to-back threes right there in just a span of almost less than 30 seconds para sa Marikina.
MJ at the post, going right at Jomel Landayan. Something you don't see every day from MJ. He'll head to the line for 2 shots. 27 seconds left in the first quarter. The Virgen at the line. Looks good on the first. Batangas pretty much locked into a tight race in the south. Mamaya lamang maglalaro din ang Jensen. Both free throws knocked down by MJ, 22-16. 3-second differential between shot and game clock. Mabigat. Nalabas niya muna. Now he gets in the paint. Enrile, power dribble, but too strong on that shot. Kakataon pa para sa Batangas here. Valoria loves that spot but can't convert. He gets his own miss, attacks, and lays it up and in.
Oh, medyo napaga yung tira niya kanina, but good thing he gets his own miss. And is able to get 2 points as the final basket of this first quarter.
The first period comes to a close. Batangas City pretty much in command. But a mini run by Marikina late in the first quarter. And Don Ochea, first 9 points coming from him alone here, setting the tone, Javi.
Yeah, Batangas really was able to take control early courtesy of Don Ochea's early baskets, and then the other guys started to get in and join the party. The ball movement of Batangas that we've been so accustomed to seeing these past few years, helping them establish an early lead against Marikina, 24-16.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And you're watching us live on the MPBL YouTube channel. Also on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. And napapanood nyo na kami rin po live on Smart Sports, pusopi.com.
Wow, I love that we're now on Smart Sports, huh?
Ganun nga eh. And a lot of platforms to choose from. Para mapanood nyo po ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Well, dapat lang dahil marami na talaga ang tumatangkilik sa ating liga. And credit to the players for really extending our reach because of the nice quality of games that we've been having this season.
See the shooting from the outside. Marikina 40%, while Batangas only 1 out of 7.
But the thing is, Batangas has been really pounding it inside the paint, taking advantage of their height over these smaller Sioux Masters. But guys like Enrile and Teruel, as well as Go, have been trying to neutralize the inside attacks of Batangas. This is where they have a good chance of really scoring easily if this is in transition for Marikina. And they're going to keep shooting those threes.
Unilarim, sumugod. Just couldn't finish. Ablaza, offensive rebound. This is the department where Batangas lorded it over against Bacolod despite their number of turnovers, rebounding. This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Yeah, they were a plus 24 in that department. 20 of those 55 rebounds coming off the offensive glass where they got a lot of points.
Landayan fading away. Silky smooth jumper from Jomel.
He's always going to be that spark plug coming off the bench para dito kay Angelo Nebres. And doing a good job of filling in for Jetro Escoto so far.
May foul na Pinito laban sa Marikina. Check out our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
This is shaping up to be a good matchup. Jomel Landayan against MJ De La Virgen.
Kanina pa sila actually. No? Marlon Vasco now in. Ablaza got clipped in the arm. 2 shots coming up. Send Ablaza. This is actually his lowest scoring average.
Yeah, this season, no?
Oo, except yung season 5 na late na siya pumasok, 9.3 points per game lang siya. But medyo nag-reduce yung production niya this season, Javi.
Kahit yung involvement niya naman sa offense, makikita mo naman talaga, they really used to go a lot to Ced Ablaza as their primary option. The offense usually revolved around him in past seasons, but this year Coach Cholo Villanueva opting to go more to the other guys and make the offense more balanced, to make Batangas more unpredictable.
Rim turning defense into offense, lays it up and in. Batangas up by a dozen.
And also the increased production of Levy Hernandez. I think yun na yung naging plano nila heading into the season that they would go to Levy more as their primary scorer rather than Sid.
Lev Hernandez averaging the most points in his MPBL career at age 35.
He's aging like fine wine.
Yun na nga
Ken.
eh. De La Vergen, great pass. Valoria go true to the line for 2 shots.
Ito lang talaga yung magiging problema ng Marikina. If they miss, if they turn the ball over, they have to get back on the other side and play defense.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere.
Take for instance this one, trapped on that sideline, and O'Neal Arim finishing on the other end. Nobody home for Marikina anymore because the other guys were already on the other side.
Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
Despite their game-winning shot, sobrang disappointed pa rin daw ang Batangas Ram Masters sa huli nilang laro. They were hoping to overcome Bacolod by 20 points, kaya ayon kay Coach Cholo, sa laro na yon, hindi na ang kalaban ang problema. They really had to look into themselves. In fact, for today's game, he didn't even scout Marikina. Instead, he scouted his own team and where they have been struggling. Sabi niya na dahil 7 taon na silang magkasama, nagiging complacent na sila. So he has to revive the idea that they're playing for their families, and reaching the national finals this season will help them to provide. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. And sometimes you just have to look in the mirror
Yeah.
for Batangas. But meanwhile, someone is down on the side of Marikina. What happened here?
Hindi napansin yata ni Mark Cruz that Escoto was in front of him as he tried to make a run towards their front court.
Good sign that Jetro Escoto is up. Batangas now with a 14-point cushion.
It didn't seem there was any ill intent.
Also, you gotta give credit to Bacolod because they were on the heels of that upset win they had against Basilan. That carried over a bit in that game against Batangas.
Oh yeah, and I think it was the loss of Jeric Villanueva in that game for the most part of that fourth quarter that helped Batangas actually get back into the game because Bacolod was actually in the lead. Talagang nahirapan sila dun sa length ni Villanueva, really bothering their shots inside, and they weren't also making outside shots, so they were trying to go inside. Kaya lang Villanueva's presence was really preventing them from making easy shots. But when Villanueva got injured and left the game, suddenly Batangas lumatsada sila and eventually got the victory. Villanueva still played in that final play, but yun na nga, yung absence niya talaga for the most part of that fourth quarter really did them in.
And it took a Mark Cruz putback to get Batangas over the hump in that game against the Dugo Slashers. Valoria to Mark Cruz, floats it up and in. 24-18, 16-point lead enjoyed by the Rum Masters. Casajeros fires, got clipped by Seda Blaza.
He got ball, but he also got a little bit of arm there. That's a good call. Here, Jong Valoria, very patient, not forcing anything, waiting to see if he had other options other than taking the shot for himself, and seeing a trailing Mark Cruz to finish the play.
RR knocks down the first of 3.
It's CJ Lane. I think he's gonna come into the game.
Itong free throw na ito, design ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
He just tried to get into the game right away without going to the scorer's table. And all of his teammates on the bench were like, hey, wait.
Alam mo bakit? Kasi he's been out of competitive basketball for so long. And nakikita mo sa mga clips on YouTube, he's been playing those pickup games in the US. And that's why the question heading into this game, and lalo ngayon, around a month left in our elimination round, is what type of shape or conditioning he is in.
And he's already been on the roster ever since the window, I believe. So it was actually a surprise to me that it took him a while to join the team.
Actually, hindi yung nagkakamali, simula pa lang. Nasa
Okay.
roster na siya eh. And nabanggit na yan ng isa sa mga coaching staff nila, I think as early as May or June, na he will come in August for personal reasons. And now that he is part of the roster, it's gonna be very intriguing how he will acclimate himself with this very established Batangas squad right now.
At lalo-lalo na yung sistema ni Coach Solo, hindi madali yan intindihin agad-agad. It's gonna take some time. He's gonna have to be patient, especially trying to break into the chemistry of his teammates. That's gonna be very interesting to see how he will fit in to the system. But he will definitely be a big help. I mean, he's gonna add size and he's gonna add some heft in the shaded area. So, and that's been a part of Batangas's problems in the past. Wala talaga silang enforcer sa loob.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of height in that 5 spot. They try to fill that void with Chris Porter, pero si Ports di rin naman ganun katangkad eh.
Dimajo drinks the second free throw. And finally, we see the debut of CJ Lane. Sasamahan siya ni Jexter Apinan. And yung pagbabalik ni Levi Hernandez. Past the halfway point of the second quarter. 16-point lead for Batangas City. CJ the catch. Gives it up to MJ. Levy pupukol sa 3. Apinan the rebound. No, CJ Lane, and immediately providing some muscle underneath.
Wow, instant impact for CJ Lane. Not even 20 seconds into his first MPBL game. But it seems everybody's very excited about his debut. They seem to be very enthusiastic about him joining the squad sa laro na to.
Missing the first free throw though. Ang kwento sa akin, nasa team B daw ng Lasal to eh. As that's the first miss at the line for Batangas. 1 out of 2. First point in the MPBL for CJ Lane. He was in Lasal, team B, and he was supposed to take over nung gumraduate si Ben Embala. But other things happened. And now he finds himself with Batangas at age 30 years old. Now he challenges that shot, grabs a rebound for Batangas City. 37-20. Apinan, not sporting a mask now for the Rub Masters. Hernandez locates Ochea. Good-looking hook shot. Galing kay Don Ochea, who now has 11 points.
Now, he has been very efficient this afternoon for Batangas. He's been taking advantage of those passes being thrown to him.
Ochea fires a pass to Hernandez. Oliva back to Hernandez. Inside CJ Lane. Little bit out of control there.
Now, he was too deep already underneath. I think there are some jitters still para kay CJ Lane. You could see it in the way that he moves and when he holds that basketball. But eventually, he's gonna get over it. Just needs a few more minutes in.
Ubaldo, 5 seconds left. And Ubaldo will be fouled. Three and 10 left in the second quarter. And Coach JR having some sort of instructions to CJ right now. Interesado ako, no, how he will adjust sa pace na nilalaro nitong Batangas. Pretty much up and down. As Ubaldo knocks down the first. Jacob Ubaldo. 9.5 rebounds a contest. Both free throws knocked down, but still an 18-point lead enjoyed by Batangas City.
Ito si Ubaldo, parang hulma ito ni Felix Apreco eh.
Nakaliwete,
Nakaliwete. And just a little bit more scoring.
Oo. Actually, si Felix, kaliwete talaga yun.
Kaliwete siya magsulat.
May kaliwa siya nagsimula. Para siyang si Tristan Thompson.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, when did he decide to make his shot right-handed?
I'm not sure if it was still when he was still with Letran or in the MPBL. As Don Ochea, how about the former Adamson Falcon, 13 points and a free throw coming up.
This is a good development for the Rum Masters with Ochea getting more confident about finding his shot. This might be good for them moving forward as we go into the final stretch of games, because this might be another option that they could go to. It makes their offense, more unpredictable. It doesn't just make the defense focus on one guy alone. You have multiple guys you have to try and really guard and pay attention to. This will be easier for guys like Levy, because now they don't have to deal with all the defensive attention on them.
18-point lead now for Batangas. Apinan. Oh, CJ Lane just using his height. But the putback attempt will not work. Medyo minadali niya yung tira niya doon. Oh, but he got fouled.
Yeah, I think there's going to be two
Hindi,
shots.
si Apinan ang na-foul. So, Jexter Apinan at the line. Missing the first free throw. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left. But you mentioned si Don Ochea providing that scoring punch, especially with Ablaza and Jong Baloria still struggling to find their form. That's a welcome sight for Batangas, having Don Ochea being more aggressive on the offensive side of the floor.
Lalo na si Jong Baloria. It's been an up and down season for him, actually more so down. His percentage hasn't been as good as in the past. He's been getting a lot of open looks, because of the attention that Levy has been getting from the defense, especially pag nagsasabay sila sa loob. Kaya lang, Jong has struggled to make the most of those opportunities. I'd love to see him get back to form, especially during these final stretch of games. It would be a big help para sa Batangas and a big help for his confidence as well.
The first time in his career that he's averaging below double digits.
Ayun na nga. And we've always known Jong to be a very lethal scorer.
Sa Avendra with the layup off a steal. Marikina still down by 17 points. 42-25. Hernandez wants to post up RR Casajeros. Natapikan sa likod. RR on the run, pero yung pasa ni Timaho was behind him. Bola babalik sa panig ng Batangas City. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. Sa Avendra comes away with that basket in transition. Hernandez in, out, and back in again for Sniper Demego. Hernandez with 8 points so far. Balik sa 20 ang lamang ng Batangas City.
You see the difference here in the attempts of Batangas. They're getting a lot more shots. You do not go under a screen when you're guarding Levy Hernandez.
And as a result, timeout ulit galing sa Marikina. We'll be back. Our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Dito pa rin po tayo sa Paco Arena sa lungsod ng Maynila. First game of our Friday triple header. 45-25, Marikina naghahabol, down by 20. 70 seconds to go in the first half.
They're gonna have about 2 or 3 possessions left in this first half, and it would be good for them to try and make some baskets in all of those.
Saavedra to Rich Luciano. 6 on their shot clock. Saavedra, skip pass. Casajeros over Levi Hernandez off the glass and in for 2 points.
That was a very tough look.
Ochea will not force it. Pulls it back out to Jexter. Guy Oliva. CJ Lane puts it on the deck. What a pass inside to Levi Hernandez.
Well, he has some quick reflexes and instincts. Almost lost it, but saw Levi Hernandez all alone underneath. That's nice vision galing kay CJ Lane.
14 assists already for the Rum Masters. Apinan clears it. Last shot time para sa Batangas City. Great screen provided by Oliva, but Jexter Apinan traveled.
He was trying to look inside. I think expecting CJ Lane to be in a certain position, kaya medyo natagalan sa magdesisyon doon.
Ma-break in ninyo muna si CJ. Ito si Saavedra, just in the nick of time, able to bury that shot from the corner.
Big shot right there by Saavedra to end the second quarter. Back-to-back threes for Marikina in their last couple of offensive sets. You know, that avoids them being in a 20-point hole here at the half.
But this guy has not missed from the field. Don Ochea with a strong start for the Rum Masters.
Una pa lang talagang pinupuntahan na siya dito ng kanyang mga teammates, and he's been doing his job in the flow of the offense, running out in transition, just taking advantage of those looks being given to him.
13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 6 out of 6 from the field. And Batangas holding on to the 16-point lead at the half over Marikina, 47-31.
Nanonood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. We are here in Paco Arena and it is halftime of our first game for today between Marikina and Batangas. The score is 47-31 in favor of Batangas. Ako po si Gian Alianes at kasama ko ngayon ang head coach ng Marikina Shoemasters na si Coach Angelo Nebres at ang assistant coach ng Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters na si Coach Dino Ponce Enrile. Let's start with Coach Angelo. Coach Angelo, naikwento mo nga sa akin, and we evidently see that you have a very young team, but you do have veteran presence in Mel Mabigat and Marlon Basco. Paano po sila nakakatulong sa inyong koponan, especially going against veteran teams like Batangas?
Yeah, alam natin na veteran team yung Batangas. Kaya nandyan si Coach, si Kuya Mel and si Mong Basco. Para tumulong sa mga young players natin na makita nila yung kailangan, yung maturity ng paglalaro sa MPBL. Ang MPBL umaangat na kasi. So kailangan natin yung mga bata, yung mga young guns natin, may kasama talaga silang mga veterans katulad nila Mong Basco para tulungan, mabigay nila yung mga experiences nila dun sa mga young players natin, future players natin in the MPBL.
And speaking of future players, sabi mo nga your youngest player is 20 years old. So he does have a big future here in the MPBL. And most of your lineup rin. You said you're looking forward to next season and developing these players. Where do you see your players next season? Ano yung ma-achieve nila?
Siguro ma-achieve namin siguro yung makuha namin yung progress lang going dun sa gusto namin na makakuha talaga namin na yung, kumbaga yung experience makuha na namin ngayon para makuha na namin yung ang tawag dito, yung given na bata pa nga sila, kailangan mature na talaga sila next season. Yeah.
And Coach Angelo, we also know na marami kayong homegrown players. I'm sure their family and friends are watching as well as many of the supporters of the Marikina Shoemasters. Pasalamatan niyo naman po sila.
So una, pasasalamatan ko muna si Councilor Coach Elvis Tolentino, si Mayor Maan Chodoro, si Kong Marcy Chodoro, sa buong Marikina Council, sa mga head coaches na tumutulong sa amin sa Marikina, kay Boss Coach, kay Sir Ronnie Beltran yun na walang sawang sumusuporta, kay Doc Rianji Pio Quinto na laging nandyan para sa amin. Yun lang. Yung parents ko and yung wife ko na nanonood ngayon.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was the head coach of the Marikina Shoemasters, Coach Angelo Nebres. Ngayon, kausapin naman natin ang assistant coach ng Batangas City Tanduay Ura Masters, Coach Dino Ponce Enrile. Coach Dino, you have a new addition on your team na nag-debut nga today. Ano ang mako-contribute nitong si CJ, and what do you see is his biggest role sa inyong koponan?
Well, the contribution that CJ will bring us is on defense, no? We hope that he'll anchor the defensive end. And of course, ang magiging addition sa kanya is matulungan niya kami sa offense inside the paint.
Narinig ko nga, Coach Dino, na your last game was a huge wake-up call for your team. Pero binalik kayo ni Coach Cholo with the mindset that you're doing this all for your family. Bakit mahalaga yun para sa inyong koponan?
Well, syempre, because ito yung career, ito yung job ng mga players as well as the coaching staff, no? So, whatever we do here is always for the family.
And Coach Dino, I know that a huge motivation as well are the Batangueños who are supporting your team. Pasalamatan nyo naman po sila.
Of course, pinasasalamatan po namin ng mga Batanggenyo, mga fans namin sa Batangas, headed by our Mayor, Mayor Marvin Marino at Congresswoman Beverly Di Macua. And of course, Tanduay officials, headed by our President, Lucio Tan III, and our team manager, Mr. Gina Labanza.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was the assistant coach of Batangas, Coach Dino Ponce Enrile. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Pretty much all Batangas in the first half, leading by 17 against the Marikina Shoemasters, 47-30. And you saw how Batangas just kept up the pace and pressure, and Marikina just had trouble keeping up, Javi.
Yeah, but Marikina had a good run to end the second quarter to be able to make it more manageable yung distansya nila dito sa Batangas. But earlier on, most of that first half, it was really Batangas pounding it inside the paint and making sure that they get some high percentage shots, and they did that within the flow of the offense. A lot of passing para sa kanila. You don't see that on your screens. They already have 15 assists compared to Marikina's 7, and everything has been pretty much dominated by the Rum Masters sa laro na to, except the three-point shooting, where Marikina, those 5 3-point shots have helped the Shoemasters get some little semblance of hope sa laro na to.
Donald Chea leading the way with 13 points. Hernandez with 10, 6 each from Jong Baloria and John Ambaluto. For Marikina, scattered yung kanilang production. Deo Timajo with 6 points. Now he has the basketball against King Importante. Escoto drills in a 3-point shot to open up the third period.
If they can hit more 3-point shots, then it will force Batangas to close out on the shooters. That will leave space for guys like Ubaldo and Peñano to have some looks inside the paint.
Levy Hernandez making that one too easy. 49-33. 16-point advantage for Batangas City. Casajeros fires. Back-to-back threes by the Shoemasters.
A good way to start the second half for Marikina, and they almost get a steal.
Numbers though. Ambulunto almost lost it. In fact, he did. Traveling violation whistled against Ambo.
Did not have good control of the basketball. Binulaga ng Marikina itong Batangas here at the start of this second half. You see, that's a far away 3-point shot galing kay RR Casajeros with a hand in his face.
7 threes from the Shoemasters. Gusto pang dagdagan ni RR. That time, bouncing out. Levi Hernandez snags the rebound.
Yeah, I don't mind the miss. I mean, you just hit a 3-point shot earlier. That was a good look coming from a set play.
Hernandez on eye-line against Peñano. Foul on the floor against Carl Peñano.
Hernandez certainly took his time there and did not rush despite having the mismatch against Carl Peñano. He could have taken Peñano right away, but binasa niya muna yung konti yung depensa.
Same starting units for both squads. Hernandez ay nahuli. At matatawagan ng offensive foul.
Not really sure about that call. Could have been actually a flop in my opinion.
We'll have a look.
Yeah. Casajeros certainly sold that there. That hit wasn't as hard as it looked.
Well, they got a call. RR. Now it's Carl Peñano against a fellow lefty Ambuluto. Ochea with a rebound for the Rum Masters. That time, Casajeros siyang mapipituan ng foul.
No, he definitely had his right hand on that ball handling hand of Levi Hernandez on the baseline.
Baseline inbound, Panyamogan to Hernandez. Nonchalantly firing that free. Casajeros with a running start. RR all the way. Good defense by Don Ochea.
Just went straight up and put his hands up.
Great find by King Importante, setting up his fellow former Falcon and Don Ochea.
Defense to offense para kay Don Ochea.
51-36. Casajeros off the bounce. Escoto able to establish his 2 feet inside. He fires. Oh, that's a long 3-point shot from Jetro Escoto.
Marikina starting this third quarter hot from the outside. And that has helped them creep into this lead.
Jetro Escoto, 9 points. Bola natapik palabas. It will stay with Batangas City. Now check out this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Dalawang tres dito sa third quarter galing kay Jetro Escoto. Levy. 8 of 19 are the shoe masters from beyond the arc. Batangas again lording it over in the rebounding department. Plus 20 right now. Skip pass, Panyamogan. He buries that 3-point shot from the right wing.
And because of those offensive rebounds, they've gotten a lot of points as well on second chance opportunities, just like they did against Bacolod. But wow, Jetro Escoto is scorching hot here in the third.
And he gets a steal. And he gets fouled. What a sequence for Jetro Escoto. Having himself a huge third quarter, 9 of his 12 points in the first 3 minutes or so. This guy was a teammate of Bismarck Lina and Jacob Cortez in the UST Juniors program. It's now the first free throw.
Oh, pero di na siya nakalaro ng college.
Oo. Surprisingly, the talent that he has. Now, GR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Mga kasabayan niya kasi dyan sila Kevin Kiambao, Carl Tamayo, Kian Baclaan. But now he has found a home with the Marikina Shoe Masters and he helps them cut this lead down to 11, 54-43. Hernandez puts the ball on the deck and got hit. And a foul whistled on Marikina. Just like that, the power of the three. Kanina naging 20 na yan. It's down to 11. Importante, quick catch and shoot. Bouncing out. And Marikina will get back the possession.
I don't think that was a good shot. Still a lot of time on their shot clock there. And the defense was draped all over him as well.
Escoto. Now it's the reigning MPBL Defensive Player of the Year trying to keep in step, and he gets whistled for that foul.
A couple of questionable calls already here in the third quarter going against Batangas.
See here.
Ayun, may hawak din naman talaga. So I recant my statement. It is a foul.
But Coach Cholo thinks otherwise, so he will challenge this. And with 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result.
There was no foul. Ball possession stays with the Shoemasters.
It's a successful challenge. Coach Cholo.
And see what happened here. May hawak ng konti talaga dun eh. Pero could be judged marginal contact.
Nonetheless, Marikina will still retain possession. Escoto is feeling it, but that time, Mintis.
Heat check galing kay Jetro Escoto.
Plus 21 in rebounds of Batangas. Hernandez likes this matchup against Carl Peñano, gets past him. Peñano swoops in for the defensive rebound. Escoto. New talk for three. It's good.
It is raining threes here inside the Paco Arena dito sa ating third quarter for Marikina.
Hernandez thought about it, draws closer. Another foul whistle on a Shoemaster.
And like I said earlier, you know, Marikina may be at the bottom of the team standings, in the north, but this is a team that will keep pushing you and pushing you. They will keep fighting until the final buzzer. Susubukan nila sa abot ng makakaya nila, and they've done a wonderful job of trying to make this comeback here in the third quarter. Those 3-point shots have been very good looks for the Shoemasters here in the third.
Levi Hernandez, we mentioned his production, but apart from him having his best scoring average, also first time niya, no, above 40% from the field. The efficiency off the charts. Back kay Sniper Demeco, same spot, same result from Jay Yutok. Back-to-back 3-point shots.
And gives Importante a little stare down after that make. Ooh, Panyamogan will be called for an offensive foul there. Clear extension of the arm as he tried to push off Deo Timaho. These Shoemasters have become very pesky in applying that backward pressure dito sa ating third quarter.
This was Jay Yutok. Dalawang tres na pinakawalan niya dito sa quarter na ito. Maganda nung pasa. Peñano rejected, but also a foul against Batangas City. Siging importante yung matatawagan ng foul dyan.
Importante already picked up 2 early ones in the first half, and now Peñano able to draw his third.
But Coach Cholo again issuing a coach's challenge. Yung resulta na yan, babalikan natin.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful
Possession
ulit
stays.
si Coach Cholo. Here it is. Peñano tried to go up strong. Yeah, it was pretty much all ball heavy. 12 seconds sa shot clock na Marikina. Sakto nila pa rin yung possession. Escoto. Bagyang nalibre si Ubaldo sa loob. Feeling ni Escoto, dapat hindi na binaba ni Ubaldo eh.
Well, they still get an opportunity to score here. Itong si Ubaldo standing his own against these Batangas players. Mark Cruz, King Importante, Don Ochea, all of them look dumbfounded by the way that Marikina has been picking away their defense inside the paint.
Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Maganda yung bitaw sa free throw line ni Ubaldo. 2 for 2. Lead down to 5. Halfway point of the third. So Marikina in the span of 5 minutes has outscored Batangas City by 12 before that basket by Levi Hernandez.
Another great hang time finish right there, galing kay Levi Hernandez.
Peñano could not finish. Bodies all over the deck. And a foul will be called against Marikina. Peñano ang natawagan ng foul. Both teams in penalty.
That's going to be 2 shots for Importante.
Jay Yutok having himself also a solid quarter. Hickster, great move of the game, born for greatness.
You know, despite being age 35, yung athleticism ni Levi nandyan pa rin talaga eh. And he has really done a wonderful job of taking care of his body to make sure he is in the best shape possible.
Askob Satar. Ayan, nandyan sa bleachers, no? Pasok yung pangalawa ni
King importante. 8 lamang ng Batangas City, 59-51. Peñano balik kay Deo Timajo. Timajo, layup no. But a foul against Batangas again.
Those 3-point shots really helped them with added options right now. Going inside the paint, trying to attract the defense and drawing these fouls.
May balita muna tayo kay Gianna Llanes.
Ken and Javi aminado si Deo Timajo na mas masaya talaga siya maglaro para sa Shoemasters because in his words, on this team, I earn my minutes. Di hamak daw mas enjoy niya ang laro noong lumipat siya to the Shoemasters, playing for the Patriots in the beginning of the season. Dahil residing in Marikina himself, hindi na ganun kalayo ang biyahe niya para sa ensayo, meaning he gets to rest more and spend more time with his family. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. From Barangay Concepcion 1 in Marikina City, ito si Deo Timajo. Actually played for the Shoemasters back in Season 5 under Coach Elvis Tolentino as Levy Hernandez continues his scoring spree now with 18 points for Batangas City. And then bounce around after Marikina. Played for Rizal and then start of the season nga, no? Played for Parañaque. Oh, Enrile joining the three-point party.
From the guards to the wing players to the big men, everybody able to knock down threes for Marikina in this game.
MJ turns down that shot. 5 na naman ang lamang ng Batangas. Hernandez with Ubaldo in his grill. Gets past him. Off the bounce. Levy Hernandez.
Ang sarap talaga panoorin ni Levy when he's just locked in and focused on the game. You could see that he really now picks his spots well. Yung kanyang shot selection mas okay na compared to the past. Kaya yung porsyento na na-mention mo kanina, it's no secret why he's averaging the best percentage also of his MPBL career this season.
And also is by a mile having more free throw attempts this season.
So he's gone to the post a lot too.
Isa pa yun. 63-56. MJ, the spin, up and under. Pagsak si Timajo, who's clutching on to his head. Play continues, Landayan, Mintes. Coach Cholo is asking for an explanation.
Yeah, they should not have stopped the play. Because Batangas already had the advantage. You're supposed to stop the play when it's Marikina's ball.
Oo. Which happened prior, although it was in transition. Pero nga, in the flip side, kung nakakuha ng Batangas yung rebound, saka pumito.
Ooh. That's a close fist. That could be upgraded into an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, the question there is, was it excessive hard contact from Seta Plaza?
That definitely is not a basketball play.
Ayun na nga.
So I don't think they're going to think twice about calling an unsportsmanlike foul on that one.
Another look. Another angle here. Both guys jockeying for position early.
There you go. Di ko sure from that angle kung yung kamao ba talaga yung tumama o yung forearm niya. But there definitely was a hit to the back of the head. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. I'm going to be surprised if they don't call that an unsport.
Well, they're taking some time to review this one. 63-56, 7-point lead. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Just when you thought Batangas City was about to cruise.
I'm surprised they're taking their time in reviewing this one.
It's been a couple of minutes already. Now Bayani Francisco will walk over to our game announcer Miguel Pere. Very interesting call here. Marikina, after being down by 17, now find themselves behind by 7. Momentum clearly on their side. Set up
On
Laza.
review, there was an act of violence, a sportsmanlike foul on number 22, Levi Hernandez, his third.
Just
Warning on
like you
Batangas
said,
City that
Javi,
Dwyer
sportsmanlike foul
Masters
against Set up Laza.
Yeah, that's absolutely the correct call. I mean, if they did not call that, I would really be befuddled. We're showing it on our big screen here in the venue. You know, meron talaga eh. There was a strike with the right arm.
So Timaho will go to the free throw line.
And I'm also surprised that Batangas is complaining about this. I think they're trying to argue na meron rin naging tama
There was
si
a
Deo.
correction. The last unsportsmanlike foul was on Seda Plaza, not on Levi Hernandez. Second foul on Seda Plaza.
Did someone got teed up here?
2 free throws for Deo Timaho. Plus one
Timaho
possession.
will shoot 2 shots. That was for the unsportsmanlike foul.
I think they're trying to argue that he was just trying to jockey for position. Pero even if it was not intentional, that still is not a basketball play.
Tinamaan pa sa mukha eh. 1 out of 2 for Deo Timaho. 63-57. Jello Nebres seeking an upset here. Landayan. Timaho thought about it. Puts it on the deck. Puts it up and in. Tough shot from Deo Timaho.
Wow, I mean, Marikina, they're making some tough shots as well here in the third quarter. May halong buenas na rin ito Shoemasters. That's not a knock on them, definitely. They're doing a wonderful job because, you know what they say, fortune favors the brave. And they've been really doing their best in taking some really courageous looks in this game.
Play of the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet.
That was well defended, but the bounce favoring Deo Timaho on that one.
The closest Marikina has been since being down by as many as 20 earlier. Onochea continues his fine form. 15 points. And 39 left. Ochea, mintis yung pangalawa. Chance now for Marikina to cut this to a single possession ball game. Yutok, no hesitation. That time, can't get it to fall. Ablaza with a rebound. Set. Dumps it down low. Mark Cruz, 2 points.
Enrile wasn't paying attention to Mark Cruz. I don't even think that he realized Cruz was behind him.
Timaho. Enrile, gustong bumawi. Way off on that shot. Timaho swoops in for the putback.
And Marikina's also quicker to the ball here in the third quarter. They're really laser sharp here in this period.
Cruz to Ochea. Pinasa palabas kay MJ De La Vergen. Being bothered by Jome Landayan. De La Vergen. Kick out pass Valoria. Open free. And pretty much automatic from there.
And that's a big shot for Batangas to try and restore some order to their side. Yep, that is a moving screen.
Against Dandelio Enrile.
The movement of the hip there. Try and free up Jome Landayan.
Assist of the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feed more game with OneXBet.
And that's why coaches will always teach you that you should play the man and the ball.
23 assists on the side of Batangas. Marikina, only 7 assists in the first 2 quarters. They now have 6 here in the third quarter alone. But they will be called with a foul. Free throws coming up para MJ De La Vergen. 81 seconds remaining. MJ rolls in the first. Again, at stake here is for Batangas to solidify that third spot in the South Division. Balik sa 10 ang lamang, 71-61.
Na talagang magiging importante para sa kanila yun because they do want to get home court advantage in the playoffs. That's gonna be a big boost for them. But a series of errors committed here by Enrile the past few plays for Marikina, giving the Rum Masters an opportunity to establish a double-digit lead again.
Plaza susugod, gets the bounce. Sena Plaza, his 4th point.
And suddenly, the comeback attempt of Marikina looks like it's going to waste because of these errors that they've been committing here and the shots that they've been allowing Batangas to take.
And Batangas getting a stop. 45 seconds to go. Valoria, and it's Rich Luciano. Getting past him. Jack Sapinan, cutting back door for 2 points.
Medyo nagkakaroon ng miscommunication defensively ito Marikina here as we wind down this third quarter.
Batangas, not a good foul because they are in penalty. Galit na galit si Coach Jello.
You always have to be aware when you're inside. That's why coaches expect players coming off the bench. That's why you're there to watch what the players inside are doing and what the situation is inside the court. Para pagpasok mo, ready ka na, alam mo na kung anong gagawin mo. You know the situations, alam mo na yung mga desisyon more or less na gagawin mo.
De La Virgen has been feasting from the free throw line. 4 free throws made in the third. Kanina, 4 na lang ito. And it has swelled up again to 16 points. Time winding down in the third period. Timaho, the cross. Lost it. A chance. De La Virgen sprinting down the floor. A second remaining, but he will not get off a shot in time. But nonetheless, what a strong finishing kick by the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters as they finish this quarter on a 14-2 run. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Marikina suddenly heating up from the outside in that third quarter. Jay Yuto, Jetro Escoto, and a lot of the other guys also knocking down threes from the outside. But then the counter run by Batangas, Jong Valoria hitting a big 3-point shot that restored order to their side. Nagtuloy-tuloy na yung kamada ng Batangas after that one, and they established a 16-point lead heading into the fourth.
Check out our fan outfit of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. The City supporters. And by the way, happy birthday to former Batangas City player Rudy Linganay.
Ooh.
Celebrating his birthday today.
A happy birthday as well to former marketing head of the MPBL, Seth Zamora.
Aba, boss Seth pala. Birthday niya ngayon. And Batangas able to recover dahil nakapag-establish sila ng 17-point lead at the half. Those bunch of three-pointers really gave Marikina some life in that third period. That's why they had 31 points in that third frame. But Batangas holding steady here, up by 16. Escoto, siya actually nagsimula, no? Nung magandang performance nung Marikina in the third period.
Yeah, they played well for 8 minutes of that third quarter, but Batangas going on an impressive run at the end, those final 2 minutes of that period, helping them get back to a double-digit advantage, just one below their biggest lead of the game.
Escoto fires a free, no. Multiple shot opportunities finally punctuated by Jay Yutok.
At that time, Marikina giving Batangas a dose of their own medicine, crashing the offensive glass.
Plaza getting past the defense of Dave Teruel.
He looked like he didn't have any other recourse but to foul Sid Plaza there. He was already beat when Sid decided to go downhill for that drive.
77-63. Ablaza, pasok yung unang free throw. Ablaza with 5 points. Itong free throw na ito, hatid sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 2 for 2 at the line from Sed. Still a 16-point advantage for Batangas City. Jay Yutok joined by Jetro Escoto, Rafgo, Leo Timaho, and Dave Teruel. Timaho, his turn of a free, no. Delaverhen swoops in for the rebound. Trying to get past Jay Yutok. Release pass to Apinan. Jexter, the lefty, the dump down low. Mark Cruz, the recipient of a couple of passes.
He's been giving them a few problems underneath. Ito si Mark Cruz, just lurking in that dunker spot.
Yutok, pabandang tira. Also in double figures now with 10. Bola na agaw ni Jetro Escoto. Got a running start. Oh, but he went to the other side. Couldn't finish.
Indecision usually brings you, it's either going to be a turnover or a miss. And that time I'm sure Escoto was not decided on what hand he would finish it.
And it turned out to be a 5-point swing. Teruel though, binawi yung tres ni MJ. 84-68. Ablaza really wants that matchup against Dave Teruel. He's been feasting here in the fourth period. The game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feed more game with OneXBet.
But because he feels like he has the advantage speed-wise, and he definitely has. So taking advantage of this mismatch against Teruel. Nice substitution here for Coach Angelo Nebres dahil they cannot afford Seda Blaza to blow by Teruel, especially when they're pressing. Defense not completely set yet. Marikina's interior defense crumbling here in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, it's been the bigs who kept on penetrating, like Jexter Apinan. Marikina just hasn't gotten to their spots on the defensive end. And this is the biggest lead right now for the Rum Masters at 21 points. Rafgo, Yutok, short. Mark Cruz, the rebound. Plaza is joined by Jong Baloria, Jexter Pinan, Mark Cruz, and MJ Deliverhen. Jong, tightly guarded by Deo Timaho. Ball will stay with Batangas. Babalik sa loob si Jacob Ubaldo. Labas muna si Rafgo. Batangas seeking their 15th win. Baloria, catch and shoot. Off target. Yutok, his pass broken up by Jong Baloria. Sa mababa. Cruz thought about it. Balik kay Jong. Pass inside. Ablaza. Bola na agaw ng Marikina. Tatakbo sila dito. Timaho to Jacob Ubaldo, who swoops in for 2 points.
I love how Marikina ran that fast break, did not even put the ball down anymore. Just passing.
Leaning shot by MJ won't work. Ball will stay with Batangas City.
see here Escoto forward to Timaho, and Timaho, seeing that Ubaldo was ahead of him, gave it up right away for that easy finish with the right hand.
Valoria able to get it off the glass. 91-70. Yutok got fouled. Si Ablaza yung mapipituhan dito. 6:32 left. At si Casaeros babalik sa loob for Marikina. Jay Yutok came off from Mindoro. Pareho sila actually ni Neo Timao, magkaibang kupunan pinagsimulan. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. This is a team that lost Nem De La Cruz, Mike Machon, Jonel Bauzon during the window. But it's been the guys like Jay Yutok and Deo Timao picking up the slack for the Shoe Masters. Balik sa loob si CJ Lane naman para sa Batangas. And Marikina forcing a turnover. It's gonna be interesting how CJ Lane looks here in the last 6 minutes or so in the fourth.
Yeah, but because I gotta tell you, he really looked lost in that first half.
Peñano puts it up and in for Marikina.
They still have time here to make one final push.
6 minutes left. Valoria up top. CJ Lane offering that quick. Valoria puts it up and in from beyond the arc.
But Batangas' offense towards the latter part of that third quarter till now has been quite unstoppable.
Is that a block from CJ
Yeah.
Lane?
And yun naman talaga ang sinabi ni assistant coach Dino Ponce Enrile during the interview at the half that he's going to try and anchor their defense. There, that time also being given that nice pass for the finish inside.
First field goal for CJ Lane in his MPBL career. Now he challenges that shot, but he will be called for that foul.
Medyo manipis talaga yung naging tawagan dito. Coach Solo Villanueva just could not believe that Batangas was called for another foul.
Jacob Ubaldo. Niluwa yung kanyang unang free throw. Well, at least at first glance, parang laboring pa si CJ.
Yeah, I don't think he is in basketball shape yet. It's gonna take some time, but he is definitely gonna be a big help para sa kanila.
MJ de la Virgen against Jeto Escoto. CJ Lane again offering up that screen. Pass, bit off target. Casajeros bounce pass to Jacob Ubaldo. Up fake, 2 points for Jacob. Ubaldo with 10 points and 4 rebounds. 96-76, CJ Lane facing a double team. Turns the ball over. Ubaldo glides in, and a foul will be called on the Rum Masters.
Yeah, there still seems to be a lot of adjustment in the process here para kay CJ Lane.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game when 1xBet.
But it's gonna be some growing pains, definitely. You come into the season late. You had little to no basketball action the last 5-7 years. It's gonna be pretty tough to get back into basketball shape, especially being a professional basketball player now. But Batangas is putting trust in him, and they expect him to get in the best shape possible in time for the postseason.
CJ Lane almost lost it. Ochea balik lang para dito sa Batangas. He currently enjoys a 19-point cushion. CJ Lane at the post. They swing it. MJ de la Virgen, step back three, no. Mark Cruz down low. CJ Lane could not finish. once again subbed out. CJ. Ubaldo off the glass again. And he's pretty much still laboring here, Javi. Now he offers a screen. CJ. Pass broken up by Carl Peñano. Papaltan na siya dito ni John Amboluto.
He needs a lot more court time for sure. And paniguradong didiktikin nila Coach Solo to sa ensayo.
Also, one of the acquisitions they had during the window, Daniel Atienza. Under 4 minutes left, still a 17-point lead. Valoria laban kay RR. Joe. Again, Marikina just being active. Playing the passing lanes. Marikina with 11 steals already. But they just couldn't finish. Mark Cruz. Easy pickings on the other side. 98-79. Drop go. Pupukol sa tres. Off the heel. Rebounding has been a big story again for Batangas, plus 23. Atienza against RR. 3 minutes left. Valoria getting past two blue jerseys, but that shot will not work. Yuto steps into a free. It rolls out. Saavedra off the glass. Wala. And Batangas looking good as they're seeking for their 15th victory here. And they have a tough stretch ahead of them. After this one, they will go up against Manila. Pero bago matapos ang buwan ng Agosto, makakalaban nila yung Jensen Warriors. And then in September, it gets even tougher because they will begin the month going up against Mindoro and then that showdown against the Ambra Solid North Weavers, and to round out their campaign, Davao Occidental at Bulacan naman. Rich Luciano comes in for Marikina. So those games against Jensen, Mindoro, and Ambra, something to watch out for. If you're Batangas, that shot will work for Kai Oliva.
Lalo't-lalo na mga karibal nila yan in the Southern Division. Those are teams that they are gonna face come the postseason. So nice way for them to prepare.
101-79. Last 2 minutes of the game. Boluto. VJ Larcon. A rare appearance for VJ. Off to the right. Peñano, baseball pass.
Oh, nice catch by Alarcon to steal that.
VJ, bola na tapik, galing sa likod. Luciano, in transition, lays it up and in. 101-81. The result pretty much academic. And Daniel Atienza whistled for that backward violation. Right away, shout out to the staff of the Office of the City Vice Mayor Eliza Cruz. Shout out to Mayor Marvy Marino and Congresswoman Beverly Di Macuha. So they're watching right now from the office. So always we're there in Batangas City, pinapera nila yung admin office nila dyan.
Oo.
Malamig, sarap din sa right across. Matik Lomi.
Matik yan. Na-miss ko na nga mag-cover sa Batangas eh.
Malangkon with 2 more points. Favorite ni Miss Mika Besamis yan.
Matik yan.
103-81. Uy! Ganda nung pasa ni Saavedra papunta kay Carl Peñano.
Well, that has been one of the rare highlights that they've been able to make here in the fourth quarter. It's been pretty much all Batangas here in the final frame. Batangas is showing their might over these young shoe masters and playing the type of basketball that Coach Cholo has asked of them. Moving that ball, making sure that they finish their defensive possession, securing the rebounds, and also playing a lot with their teammates. It's moving the ball around and getting to the open spots.
But if there's something that Marikina should tip their hat off, it's their performance in the third, where they made a lot of threes. They were able to cut the lead down to as low as 4 points. But credit Batangas, able to recover. And now, on cruise to their third straight victory after that loss against Caloocan. So they're actually one of the hottest teams in the South Division, having won 8 of their last 9 games. And remember, Javi, as we see that shot knocked down by Saavedra, Batangas at one point was just 3 and 4. A lot of questions during that stretch on whether they could still be a serious contender in the South, but with this impending win, they will get that solo third spot as we wind down the elimination phase of the league.
Kaya nga nang sinabi ni Coach Solo in that report earlier by Gianna that there has been a sense of complacency dahil sa tagal na lang nagsasama. They tend to relax and they tend to just go through the motions. Yun yung nangyari sa kanila early in the season. And at some points also during the more recent games, makikita mo rin naman yan sa galaw nila sa court. But what's nice is they're able to realize these mistakes, these errors, and make sure that they finish games strong. The reason why they've been one of the hottest teams in the South.
And that's gonna do it in their first game. Batangas City rolling over past the Marikina Shoe Masters. Neve Hernandez once again top scored for Batangas, but it was this guy that really set the tone with his performance in the first quarter. Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Oh, siya talaga nag-umpisa. They went to him a lot, scored the first 9 points of Batangas in this game, and it was a perfect game for Don Ochea. Did not miss from the field, only missed from the free throw line, but overall, great game para kay Don Ochea, the reigning defensive player of the year, showing us his offensive chops sa laro na to.
Scored the first 9 points for Batangas City and never looked back. A wire-to-wire victory for the Rum Masters, prevailing over Marikina 108-88. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
As you guys said, Don Ochea is our best player of the game. Congrats, Don, kasi 16 points ka, 100% in terms of field goals. Kilala ka namin para sa iyong depensa, pero itong shooting mo ay tinatrabaho mo ba rin?
Yes, actually lahat ng mga puntos ko is puro mga effort points eh. So yun talaga yung role ko sa team namin. So ginagawa ko lang lahat na mga pinapagawa sa akin ng mga coach ko. Yun.
Don, kitang-kita sa game na may mga fouls kayo na hindi masyadong masaya si Coach Cholo. Ikaw naman ay ang Defensive Player of the Year natin last year. So ano pa ang kailangan na gawin ng inyong koponan para maibalik itong depensa nga na kilala ang Batangas for?
Kailangan lang talaga namin sa pagtrabahoin sa practice namin kasi lahat naman nagsisimula sa practice eh. Kaya nang sinasabi sa amin ni Coach na not every game na ginagawa namin yung best namin para pagdating sa game, mas madali para sa amin.
Don, alam rin namin na gusto niyo talaga makabawi from your last game. You did win that game but you wanted a big game like this. So I'm sure maraming proud na proud sa inyong team. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Gusto ko pasalamatan yung Batangas community, yung Tanduay team namin, tsaka yung mga nagsusupport sa amin, at tsaka mga taga-Tacloban, tsaka happy birthday sa girlfriend ko, si Patricia, and happy birthday kay Johnny Ambulogto, tsaka sa family ko dyan, Ochea family, Ponferrada family, yung TCO agency, yung sila Galen, and yung Team Khalifa.
Thank you very much and congratulations to our best player of the game, Don Ochea of the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you, Ken and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Playing inspired basketball pala si Don. And happy birthday to Miss Patricia Santiago. And Batangas winning that one. And it sets up another South Division showdown between Bacolod and Gensan. Kaya manatiling nakatutok sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League ang Liga ng bawat Pilipino.